I'm going to tell you a story today about the power of play. My name is Malik Garvin. As Jared said, I'm the executive director and a proud alumni of Ice Hockey in Harlem. Ice Hockey in Harlem is a community-based nonprofit. We offer ice hockey and educational enrichment programs free of charge to boys and girls ages 3 through 18 who reside in Harlem and would not otherwise have access. It's ice hockey, but it's also college visits, right? Underserved communities, not everyone has access to go visit colleges. So I started with ice hockey in Harlem unofficially at the age of 3 and unofficially at the age of 4. My mom and dad were born and raised in Harlem. My mom knew she had 2 boys. She had to get us into sports to keep us off of the streets. She saw a flyer on my brother's after-school center wall for ice hockey in Harlem. And having never played a sport in her life, she took a chance. This was it. This was going to keep us busy, and my brother jumped right in. And ice hockey in Harlem quickly became something that he enjoyed and embraced, and my mom as well. And before I knew it, I was a toddler in Harlem at the hockey rink every week with my big brother. And if any of you have older siblings or see older siblings, I just wanted to be like my big brother. And that translated to wanting to play hockey and be a hockey player. And so by the age of 3, I had Fisher-Price over the shoe skates, and I refused to walk anywhere anymore. My mom moved down to 112th Street in Lenox, where she still lives now. It's 2 short blocks away from the rink. That was her buy-in to this program in our community that she saw could improve our lives. And so at the age of 3, I have these Fisher-Price over the shoe skates. I kind of got a mini hockey stick. I'm ready. I want to play hockey. And my mom goes up to the then executive director, and she says, he wants to play hockey. And he says, you're crazy. We don't have hockey for 3-year-olds. He was right. There was no hockey for 3-year-olds in ice hockey in Harlem in 1995, 1996. And nevertheless, Todd Levy, our board chairman and co-founder, took me out on the ice on his own. And the rest was history, as they say. Ice hockey was my first love in life. And quite honestly, I became obsessed with it. And it quickly began to drive things in my life. And so my father passed away when I was young, and my mom signed me up for another hockey program down in Chelsea Piers. Ice hockey in Harlem isn't robust now as it wasn't robust then as it is now. It was more during the week. And so this afforded me the opportunity to go play hockey at Chelsea Piers on the weekend. So quickly I started to play a lot of hockey at the age of 5. Like any 5-year-old, horrible, no idea what to do, but having so much fun. I want to reiterate that. I had so much fun playing hockey. I still do, and playing sports in general. I'm a kid at heart because I did nothing but play sports growing up and have fun. And I'm thankful for that opportunity. Schoolyards were open back then. So I started playing ice hockey in Harlem and hockey downtown at Chelsea Piers. And I want to touch on a point that is important to me, and it's still relevant today. When I played ice hockey in Harlem in our community, our program, I was around everyone that looked like me. And the second I stepped out of ice hockey in Harlem, I was the only black person on every hockey team I ever played on. From middle school through high school through college. And I touch on that because that's just the reality of it, right? And when you talk about the power of play is if you love it enough, there's nothing that will ever stop you from doing it. That's my story. And so I went to junior boarding school at Indian Mountain School. For anyone familiar with ice hockey, New England prep schools are a natural route to college. And so ice hockey in Harlem has historically sent a couple kids to prep school. We have a kid at prep school right now. Indian Mountain, the same junior boarding school I went to. So this idea was floated around with some coaches, some ice hockey in Harlem mentors in my life. What about junior boarding school? He likes hockey so much. Mom, you're all about education. Here's a place that puts the two together. And so I went on a tour of Indian Mountain School in Lakeville, Connecticut, 2 hours away. It was like Hogwarts. It was massive. There were buildings that I'd only seen in movies. And honestly, I said, holy cow, there's a place where people play hockey 5 days a week. I need to be there. And I took that chance and I made that jump. And my mom said, are you sure? And I said, yes. And I'm so thankful that I did. And so I went to the Indian Mountain School in 6th grade. I didn't play ice hockey that first fall. That was the first fall in my life I didn't play ice hockey. You had to play 3 sports at prep school, so I chose soccer that particular fall. And it's worth noting, my youth hockey time here in New York City, I was outside of ice hockey in Harlem. I became the captain of my travel team. I would play half the game goalie, half the game forward. I was a standout player, and hockey was something that produced results for me. I would score goals for the team. It was something I could hang my hat on and be proud of. And it wasn't just for me. never underestimate the power that your programs and that you all have to bring these experiences to parents and siblings as well. Ice hockey in Harlem is a family affair. We serve families every single day. I see one kid come skate and I encourage their siblings and I talk to parents all day long. And the impact is very real on the parents and siblings. The same way we know if the kids are there, they're okay, they're safe, it's the same for the parents. And it's a little bit of an escape for them as well. And so I got to junior boarding school, 6th grade. It's hockey season, I'm excited. I played hockey my whole life, literally. I was playing half the game. I could play any position in the sport. I've scored hat trick after hat trick in house league games and travel games. I've outgrown New York City hockey. I'm a hockey player. And hockey season rolls around. I've established myself. I know I'm the best player on this particular team, which was never important to me. It was just the reality at the time. I just have fun playing hockey. And it came time for the first game of the year. Our first game. I was so excited. Everyone loves playing games. And our game was against the Harvey School, a school an hour away in Katona, New York. And this would be the first game in my life that my mother wasn't going to be at because it was outside of New York City. Every other game in my life my mother had been at and my brother had been at 99% of them. He also played, so there would be some conflicts. Excuse me. And we get on the bus and we're on our way to the game and I'm so excited. It's our first game. And as we get there, I just don't feel well. I literally don't feel well. And I'm like, okay, what is happening? I don't know what's happening. I literally just don't feel well. Like I don't want to play hockey. And the reason was because I was realizing and processing that this was the first game that my mom and my family were not going to be at. And that was so important to me. Nevertheless, we pull up to the rink. I get to the stairs, I look, and there's my mother. And we went on that day. Our team won the game. We won 4-3. I scored 4 goals. I single-handedly beat the team. And that was a lesson to believe in myself, to know that I can do it, whether my family's there or not. That was a lesson that I needed to learn that day. It was a lesson that I need to learn in that arena, and it was a lesson that I probably could have only learned in that arena. And it was so important for me to learn it that day, because I would ultimately go on to graduate from the Harvey School as a captain of the football, hockey, and lacrosse team. I would play college hockey and go on to graduate with a dual degree in accounting and finance and work on Wall Street and ultimately come back to lead this organization as a confident, proud person. So thank you all for your time. That is Ice Hockey in Harlem. That is my story. That is the power of play.